Hi, this is Cameron with the Burnside team at Keller Williams, and we are excited to be presenting another video today. Today's topic would be some of the myths or misunderstandings or some of the questions that we're getting from our amazing clients, because our market is so crazy right now. It seems like almost every week we're getting the same questions over and over. So I wanted to address some of these questions in today's video. So today I want to go over 4 points that you might be questioning or considering, or maybe you have friends and family that are wondering about. So the first one has to do with, what am I going to do when I sell my house? Big problem in our market is that when you sell a property, where are you going to go buy something? So many houses are going so fast, it's creating this panic for certain sellers to say, I'm not going to sell my house because then I'm going to be homeless. You do have a number of options, and we can get into the more nitty-gritty of this offline sometime if you have questions about it. But for in essence, right now, there are a lot of buyers that are willing and very, very open to having sellers either stay in the house for an extended period of time or work out other arrangements so that you don't necessarily end up being homeless. It can be a leaseback situation. We've also seen some situations where they'll do what's called a delay closing, or they'll even pay money so that the sellers will go and be able to rent something for a certain amount of time. So if the concern is wanting to find a place to move into, it's still worth a dialogue, because we have structured a lot of deals where sellers are able to take advantage of the high demand of housing. So don't let that be too big of a concern. We can talk more about that. The second thing that we have this question about has to do with condition of the house. You'll hear houses are getting certain prices and there are bidding wars. So there are certain sellers that will ask us, do I really need to fix certain things up, or should I really worry about that project? Should I just go ahead and throw it up on the market as is? And that's a harder question to answer, because every situation can really vary from person to person and from house to house. But nevertheless, it seems that there are certain truths or things that are always set in real estate, and some of those truths are there'll be a lot of sellers that will spend money on projects that they shouldn't, and then they won't spend money in projects that they should. So when you have questions, even in our hot market right now, sellers are able to get away with a lot more than what they have in the past. So maybe they haven't spent exactly the same amount of money that they have in order to get a certain amount of money, but it's still very much worth that conversation to have with a real estate agent to say, should I worry about cleaning out this part of the garage? Should I worry about getting some new carpet down in this room? So have that dialogue, have that conversation, because the projects that you do or don't do can really come back and hurt you even in this crazy market, because we want to maximize what you're getting for the house, of course. Another issue that we have along those same lines has to do with pricing. So you'll talk to neighbors, and we've had clients, and they get way more out of the house than we think they're going to, or what the comparables are saying they are. And so it is starting to become an issue where we're seeing sellers put houses up for prices because they're so unrealistic with what the market's doing. And so you still have to be very, very careful with the pricing. There are appraisal issues that are happening more so now in our market than have ever happened before. So what that means is that there'll be sellers that are getting multiple offers on a house, and those offers are going above and beyond what other houses are appraising for in that neighborhood. And then there's a whole other set of questions and challenges that we have to deal with, but it's still very much an overcomable type of a problem. So you can't just go put your house up for any price you want, even though you may find someone willing to pay that. There are still buyers out there that are paying cash, which certainly helps, but that's not the majority of the sales that are taking place. So when it comes to pricing, we are setting new records, and we also have to be mindful of what challenges can come up based on the offer that you're getting for your house, how much down payment the buyers are willing to put down, and where we think realistically that house will appraise for. Because one of the biggest questions we have now when we're helping our buyers put something on the market is, okay, you're willing to pay X, we feel like it will appraise for Y, so what does that mean for your loan? And that's not really a challenge we've had very much in the past, but it's happening all the time right now. And then one of the last things, which is I think kind of a natural tendency for a lot of sellers, is, well, if the market's so hot and there's so many buyers out there right now, do I really even need a real estate agent? And that is a resounding yes. Obviously, I'm biased on the whole situation, but there are so many things that are taking place in our market that have never taken place before. We're having issues with earnest money being refundable or non-refundable. We're having people getting sued over what's happening with the appraisal, and what did the contract really say they were willing to pay for it, and what they ultimately end up paying for it. We're also seeing people that are putting their house up on the market and they're getting 25 and 35 offers on a house. How do you handle that? How do you make sure that you're fair to all the buyers, make sure that someone doesn't sue you for discrimination, and at the same time make sure that you're maximizing the dollar amount? And then what do you do as far as putting a backup offer into position? I mean, there are just so many things that are happening right now that have never happened before in our market. And we as a real estate community are having to write new addenda. We're having to consult legal experts because things are changing so quickly. And so if there's ever been a time to have a real estate agent to protect you, to maximize the situation, it is now. So we've gone over a lot just in a few short minutes. I'm expecting questions. So if you're thinking of putting your house up on the market for sale, or if you're just talking to neighbors or people that are thinking is now the best time, or if some of these questions have come up and we're still trying to figure out what the answers are, let me know. I have conversations every single day with amazing people that are just trying to get more information and trying to be smart about what they're doing. There are opportunities out there that have never been, and we want to make sure that you can take advantage of that. So call us today and we'll make sure we help you out, and we look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks.